Hey everyone, it's Steve. My co-host Adam and I have been exploring Milwaukee our entire lives, and we've put together more than 250 podcast episodes about our incredible city. In this episode, we're joined by Annie Werner of Creative Mornings Milwaukee, the world's largest face-to-face creative community. Annie jumps in to tell us more about the organization and to join forces with me against Adam in a grueling trivia face-off on the history of Tide Houses in Milwaukee. How and why did Tide Houses get started? Which breweries launched and participated in the concept? Where do Tide Houses exist in Milwaukee today? And, of course, what's on deck for Creative Mornings in Milwaukee. All of this and more in a absolutely hilarious episode that ends in screaming. Experience Milwaukee has its home studio in the Transfer Pizzeria Cafe. Our official beer partner is New Barons Brewing Cooperative. If you like getting the inside scoop about what's happening in and around the city, check out our free daily text and email newsletter at experiencemilwaukee.com. Thanks for listening. Love you, Milwaukee. Hello, Milwaukee! Hey, Adam.
Hey, Steve.
Milwaukee is fun-loving,
up-and-coming,
a rising star.
And now, let's get into the episode.
to go out at night.
It's trivia night here at the Experience Milwaukee podcast. And tonight's trivia is...
Tide Houses!
Houses. Okay.
I love tie-dye.
Unbelievable.
Tie-dye.
Well, you're in for a real treat because this has nothing to do with that.
Oh, snap!
That was a great reaction. Oh shit. So let me
Yeah.
let you know. Help me help you. I'd like to describe Tide Houses for you.
Thank
And
God.
then maybe we'll get into some questions. And while we get into these questions, we're going to learn more about our lovely guest, Annie.
Right on.
First-time podcaster, long-time listener.
That's right. True. It is true.
I found out about you guys this morning.
No, I really am a long-time listener.
I like Milwaukee
Yeah.
experience.
That's awesome. I like to experience Milwaukee.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you speaking of experiencing Milwaukee?
Yeah, lay it on us, brother.
Tide Houses.
Yes, we're ready. We know.
So
Nothing to do with tie-dye.
nothing to do with tie-dye,
Yeah.
first of all.
What about
But
tidy
this will help
whities?
you a ton. So a Tide House back in the late 1800s, early 1900s was a tavern with an exclusive relationship with a specific brewery, usually obviously in the town.
Yeah.
And that exclusive relationship was to sell only that brewer's products.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Whoa,
some of these
okay.
taverns were actually owned by the brewery,
Mhm.
which obviously makes sense. And then they would lease it to an operator, which I thought was also fairly interesting.
And these were like
you would say-
these are like corner pubs.
Yeah. And the way that they would kind of sweeten the pot or help out with that is they'd help with the startup costs. And what are some of the startup costs? Furnishings.
And you know
So
what they
would
wanted?
furnish this place. And
Yeah.
I mean, all those awesome beer signs, those beer tins, stuff like
Yes.
those were great early promotional products. Obviously, they just kind of continued that tradition because it's awesome and it totally works.
Yeah.
I mean, when I walk by a corner bar, no matter how seedy it
You
looks,
don't walk by, you go right
If
in.
I see that Pabst Blue Ribbon sign,
You're in there.
I'm walking in. I want to know what blue ribbon they won and
Yeah.
how many of
You're
them I
about
can have.
Yeah. About to belly up to that bar.
Absolutely. PBR me ASAP.
And then he gets a buttload of beer.
Wow, it sure is, Steve. Thanks for that callback.
A large sausage.
Really glad we're running that one through the entire episode.
Can I have the please?
All right, as your trivia master,
Yeah.
I would like the both of you
What?
to
You're a
introduce
trivia master?
yourselves.
All
Yeah,
right.
well, I have to be because I'm asking the
We'll
questions.
give our look
So,
who we
Yeah,
are and what we
elevator
do.
pitch.
Who we are and
Yes.
what we do. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Thanks. Annie, why don't you go first?
And then what is Steve always has it really? He does it cool. Name, title, org.
yeah.
Name, title, org is
Name,
how
title,
we do it.
org.
Yeah.
Okay, simple. All right. So my name is Annie Werner. Werner, not Warner. Werner.
Werner?
Werner.
Werner.
What?
Off to a great start again, guys. We're just killing
So
it.
when I was growing up, like in elementary school, the bullies
Oh,
call
bullies.
me Annie Wiener.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you were
my
going to say
mom-
Annie Werner, and
So
I'm
we
like,
call-
whoa,
that's what
nailed
we
it,
call Adam
bullies.
these days.
Really cut her, really went for the jugular.
And my mom would say, Annie, you go up to them and you say, I'd rather be a wiener than a whiner.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I did, and then they made fun of me more for that. But,
Yeah.
Probably.
you know.
And then they punched
Like,
you.
You know what? You know what I did when I got bullied in school?
You cried.
But
Yeah, let it out.
like somebody tried to do something with my last name. Like you just kept getting it wrong, and I'm
Yeah.
like, God, you're really. I just stopped and I was like, you're really bad at this. My last name is Darris. Why wouldn't you go with
Yeah.
like Dorcas or something?
Yeah.
Don't
And-
Yeah,
embarrass
wow.
Darris.
just-
Spin it
And
on
no
that.
joke, just stunned him.
You're like Eminem.
Hell yeah.
He stopped for a second, and he just went, "Yeah, Dorcas. Yeah, you're a Dorcas." And I was like, "Yeah, there you go, pal."
You proved it,
obviously
Dorcas.
it
Oh my
wasn't
gosh,
that
that's
smooth,
good.
but I just was like, "You got nothing, man."
Yeah,
like,
great.
I just showed you
Yeah.
how bad you are at the thing that you're trying to do to get under my skin.
Yeah.
Wow, terrific.
Anyway,
Got
I got
bullied.
bullied a hell of a lot more after that by plenty of other people, but that one worked.
Then that guy punched me.
Nah.
Anyway,
And he
back to
pulled
Annie.
my underwear over
Yeah,
my
and
head.
the new segue.
What?
Anyway,
Anyway. All right, Annie, what do you do?
Okay, so name, title, org. My title is host,
Of?
Creative Mornings.
Oh.
Creative Mornings. And what,
Ever
pray
heard
tell,
of it?
I have
is
heard of
Creative
it.
Mornings, Annie?
I have heard of it.
So, yeah, Creative Mornings is really cool. I have been a fan of it for a long time. Never thought I'd be a host, but here we are.
Yeah.
Creative Mornings is the world's largest face-to-face community for creatives. Does that make sense?
Fuck yeah.
It is. It is a monthly breakfast lecture series. So essentially, we throw a party in the morning once a month and invite really anyone. Anyone is invited. Everyone's invited because everyone is creative. That's part of our manifesto.
Love.
And it's free to come. It's free entry. It's a new venue every month. It's like a little pop-up event. And there's free coffee and free breakfast, like a pastry. And
Free inspiration.
free inspiration. Every month features a new speaker. And every month there's a new theme. So it's a thematic event.
Yeah.
And there's like 30 something cities around the world who have Creative Morning chapters. And every city has everyone has the same theme every month. So it's cool to kind of go online afterwards and see like, how did Tokyo interpret this month's theme? How did
Yeah.
Toronto interpret that?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like.
Yeah, she's leading this
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm leading it, but not alone. There's an incredible team.
Yeah, there
It
is.
takes a village. I'm really learning what that phrase means through this process. It takes a village.
Through experience.
Adam just takes
Yes.
all the credit for all the stuff we do here.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I'm in a bar or restaurant or anything, and obviously nobody's asking, I go, yeah, I made up this idea called Experience Milwaukee, came up with the title,
Yeah.
I got all the guests, I
Yeah.
record it all and edit myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're
You know
like,
me.
Adam, there's no I in team. He goes, yeah, but there's a me.
Yeah, if you letters around a little bit, you can make it meat.
Meat.
So
Sausage.
do with that what you will.
Sausage.
Anyway, I gotta get out of here.
Anyway, I've had a
I
buttload
gotta
of
go
drinks
record
tonight. I
a
gotta go.
buttload of podcasts.
Yeah.
No, it really does take a team. Oh my god.
100%.
And
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
says
are
it too.
we are also feeling that.
All right. So I'm Steve, and I just hang out with cool people like you two.
You are Chief Milwaukee officer, Steve Glenn.
Why did you say it like a Japanese robot?
Should I? That was supposed to be my announcer voice.
Oh.
All right, let's go to Tide House
All right,
Trivia.
Tide House Trivia.
All
Let's
right.
do it, everybody.
Clearly nailed the.
Yeah, and how
Intro.
can you compete with Annie? Like that's just
No,
the
you
best
can't. There's
intro
no.
ever.
I know. You just have to. You just have to take a breath and
Yeah.
And you're like,
get into some Tide House
I'm
Trivia.
also here
Yeah.
at a podcast.
Okay.
All right, what?
Art thou
All right,
ready?
Tide House, let's do it. Yes, I'm ready for some trivia.
Are
on
we
Tide
like
Houses.
racing to answer?
No, Annie, you
Is
and
there
I
a
are a
race?
team against
Oh, we're a team.
Dickhead
Okay.
Adam here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Against is harsh. I prepared some lovely questions for you to answer, and I
No,
hope you get them right.
It's us against you.
Okay. All right. Question the
All right,
first,
let's hear it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
and this is a four-parter.
Okay.
Which four large brewers played a significant role in controlling the tavern trade in Milwaukee, leading to the creation of Tide Houses?
Do you have any guesses? What are you drinking, Annie?
Okay,
That's a bottle
I'm-
of wine, isn't it?
you guys.
like a-
Oh.
For better or for worse, I'm doing dry January.
All right, cool. Respect.
But that's a Kronbacher.
Yeah, it's NA.
That's a
Non-alcoholic.
That's a phenomenal choice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a delicious beer.
Tastes
Wow,
like the real stuff. It tastes like the real
I
stuff.
don't know why the blue label made me think of Killian's Red, but that makes no sense because
Not
Killian's
at
Red has a
all.
red label, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
It feels like it would be going against the grain to have a blue label. Anyway,
It'd be a miss
Anyway.
with Killian's
it
Red.
would be a
Yeah.
way. It would be a miss.
All right.
We have four people.
I
Can
you- I have a guess.
I have some
Can you name
guesses.
four?
Annie, what's your first?
Why don't you,
Annie,
switch
do
off
one.
guessing?
Yeah, you do one. What's your guess?
I'm guessing Schlitz.
You have one in the bag.
Oh, there's four different answers.
There's
Four
four.
different
Steve,
breweries.
you get the second one.
Yeah.
Blatz.
Correct. There's two. Somebody did some research.
Annie. No, I know my beer, mother.
Okay.
I'm thinking of old
swearing down.
Sorry.
Pabst.
This is a family game.
What?
Pabst.
Pabst is the third one. Yes.
That was gonna
And
be my
what?
third one. That was gonna be my
Wow,
third
you guys are.
guess.
This is. I should have made these more difficult.
Dang it.
No, this is
No,
good.
no.
Okay. All right.
I have to say, what are the three so far?
Schlitz.
Schlitz, Blatz, and
Blatz.
Pabst.
I mean, I think it's
Pabst.
we think it's current because they have beer. I'm gonna go Miller.
Lakefront.
I'm gonna go Miller.
Yeah, Miller. Miller.
Yes,
You got it.
we killed
So
them on
those
that one,
were
Annie.
the only four?
Those
Yeah,
were
we
the
did. We
four:
rocked it.
Yeah.
Pabst, Schlitz, Miller, and Blatz. Which I mean,
Wow.
those are
We rocked
iconic names for it being the freaking 1800s.
Hey,
That's
Yeah.
amazing. that
You know what
they
they say today,
are
though.
still here, and part of the reason why they're still here is those Tide Houses.
yeah,
Tide Houses actually helped Miller through Prohibition to stay afloat. The rest weren't as lucky; they struggled quite a bit.
but there's
Thank
you,
but
Tide
Blatz
Houses.
and Schlitz and
Thank
Pabst are
you.
like hipster beers today.
Yeah, they are, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So what?
Yeah.
Next one.
Question.
Wait.
the
Wait. What?
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 second. What?
Well, I was going to ask Annie. She talked about this Creative Mornings stuff. I didn't even know what that is.
We did. We
Wait,
discussed
what?
it.
Yeah. What's going on with Creative Mornings?
Actually, okay. Question the second will be, when is the next Creative Warnings?
Ah, yes.
I mean,
Oh my god, I
creative-
hope I get this one right.
Creative Hornings?
I said warnings. I was trying to do Werners and mornings,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was.
and it
I see
came
where
out
you're going.
warnings, and
No.
I'm like, oh, that made a word.
Yeah. Okay.
How does one participate in a
Whoopsie
Creative
doodle.
Morning?
Let's try it over.
Okay,
We're gonna
so-
cut that last
No,
chunk
we
out.
won't. That was
So
perfect.
Annie, question the second.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a trivia question specifically for you, and
Oh,
you're
boy.
100% correct because it's up to you to answer. It is about
I'll
you.
answer it.
Okay.
So Creative Mornings.
Yeah. Good luck.
When is the next one?
I know.
And what's the best way to participate?
Okay. I'm really happy you asked because I am worried that it's our first event back. So Creative Mornings used to be in Milwaukee from 2014 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't living here, but I see the numbers, and it was popping. It was popping.
Nice.
Yeah. We've got about 2,600 Milwaukeeans subscribed to our newsletter.
Ooh, that's cool.
And on that note, that's how you find out about the events. And that's how you get to attend, is you have to go to creativemornings.com. And on the top right little corner, there's a little icon. And you click it and you create profile. And you got to create a profile. You've got to create a profile.
I like
and then
that this is turning into a customer service call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, first thing you're going to want to do, ma'am, is you're going to need to click the little E button. Just hit it a couple times, and then when that browser opens
And
up,
don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Create a profile.
You got it.
Create profile. Then subscribe to our newsletter, Milwaukee chapter newsletter. It should be it's pretty intuitive on the website. There'll be pop-ups.
Yeah.
It's like anything.
Pop-up ads, dancing girls in your neighborhood or whatever.
Your neighborhood, maybe.
That's not in my algorithm.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah, mine either. I was on Steve's computer.
Let's
when
not judge. Yeah, right.
So,
Steve's a married man.
I'm married to the podcast.
and the podcast said there's dancing girls in my neighborhood.
So let's do it.
And
all right, you subscribe to a newsletter, and then we send out an email that's
tell you where that shit is.
Registration link, and you register, and that's how you get to come.
Yeah,
because there's limited capacity. You know what I mean? You can't just
you want to cut registration off at some point. Yeah. So is registration automatically cut off at 50,000 people or
200,000?
Exactly. It depends on the venue. So our first event is January 19th, coming right up. In the morning.
Yes.
Got to be a morning person.
That's why it's called Creative Mornings.
I did love it. Well, you did allude to this with the free coffee and a breakfast item.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe we'd remind everybody it's in the morning.
Mornings, yeah.
And it's also in the title.
Yes, exactly.
Get it right.
So January 19th. And the venue that our first event is at, it only holds 100 people. So that's where we're going to cap the registration.
It's a former Tide House.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh my God, that'd be cool.
No,
I'm going to put that on my wish list.
Yeah. And we're going to tie-dye stuff. Unrelated.
We're going to tie-dye. Yeah.
Unrelated.
With Amy Werner.
Yeah. Wow, Steve.
How dare you? I
told you she was sensitive about how you say her last name. She made a point of it.
I made both names wrong.
And you still did it.
I
at least got creative by trying to make Creative Mornings creative warnings. And it turned into warnings. Warnings. And I'm like, it made a word.
They should get more creative with warnings, though.
I completely agree with you.
The tornado warning, let's put some, let's make it a bop instead of that ugly siren.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the siren's supposed to be terrifying because
let's just make it some guy going, hey.
But why can't it be like Taylor Swift?
Why can't it be just someone screaming at the top of their lungs?
Some guy's going calmly.
Now that's terrifying.
Someone calmly saying.
I'll take the horn over somebody just screaming.
I think it's like someone.
I don't know. I want to switch it all up.
Someone just going, hey, there's a tornado coming.
Do you think we should let's write a letter to the city.
Get in your house.
Dear city.
Get in your basement.
Your tornado warning that I hear at noon every Saturday is kind of
boring.
Is someone going,
kind of boring.
In this envelope are QR codes to 3 what I'd like to call bops that you should play on your next tornado warning.
And it's just us screaming.
If you're already in a safe place, here's a little game you can play. Hey, stop!
Steve, you have to do on now too.
No,
do it or you're out of the club.
No, all I can hear is your chair creaking.
Stop it! You cannot. It's like as soon as I move. I don't have. If I look this way, it creaks.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I tried WD-40 on it too. Yeah. Nothing.
All right. Besides that screaming stuff,
you know what? That was
question
a good
number
tangent. That was a good tangent.
Question number 2.
All right. Trivia question numero 2.
Okay.
What brewery pioneered Tide Houses in Milwaukee?
Let's.
See now Now you
What?
didn't know the question, Steven, because you were too busy
I know the answer.
trying to mess
I know
me
the
up.
answer.
Schlitz. I'm
All
guessing
right,
Schlitz.
it is not
No,
Schlitz.
stop. You don't tell
Dang
him.
it.
She gets to pick one, and I get to pick one. I know what it is.
Go ahead and pick one. It's not Schlitz.
Okay,
All right.
Pabst.
No, you already picked.
Okay.
Miller.
You know this answer. You said you knew this answer.
Miller.
Okay, incorrect. Annie,
Frick. Blatz?
Pabst.
incorrect. Correct.
All right.
Pabst
We
Brewing
got it.
pioneered the Tide Houses in Milwaukee. And I've also come to understand through a good friend of mine in Germany that is still common practice
In Germany?
amongst local
In
brewers
Germany.
in Germany. Yeah. So he said every city is known for their beer. And every city has a slightly different recipe or wildly different recipe.
Recipe?
But the breweries all do the Tide House thing
Yeah.
in one way or another, but they are more specific to the furnishings and they control the prices on beer and everything like that too.
Why don't we do it anymore?
Fascinating.
It's a dealio.
Question.
Thank you.
Don't. Hey, Annie.
What?
Adam will ask the questions tonight.
If you have a question,
okay.
you can whisper
You
to
wi-
Steve
no.
and then Steve will ask
You
me.
keep it to yourself.
I'll put
You
it in the
write it
chat.
down. You write it down.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll
There's
put
no
it in the
chat.
chat.
Ha, ha, ha.
Let's go ahead
Yeah,
and put
there
a
is.
pin in
That's
this,
right, there
guys.
is.
Yeah, there is.
We have more questions to ask. But I can tell you that the reason
Butterscotch.
Tide Houses don't exist anymore is law. They put laws in place
Government.
What law? You really are putting it in the chat. No one can see this, by the way.
Yeah.
So what they did was they created laws. They put laws in place to separate the distribution and the manufacturing
Yeah.
because they get unfair practices for that.
Why? Who?
Brewers,
Oh, brewers.
yeah. So I mean,
The
like
Milwaukee
a brewery
Brewers?
would probably charge a cheaper price for their beer at their own place, and then they control distribution, and other bars may not have that much luck, so it kind of forces people out. So that
Baseball
happened.
strikes
Okay.
again.
Baseball strikes again. Yes,
Strike!
big baseball nut over there.
Yeah, baseball.
Who's winning the match?
All right, come on. Lay on us.
Okay.
Lay us on.
I'm not laying on you, Steve. Not again. Not after last time.
It's a good
You made it
nap.
weird.
My weighted blanket's in storage. So.
It's the best nap. All right, let's all.
Well, first of all, wait a second. Why is your weighted blanket in storage?
yeah. It's
Because
too,
I'm
great thing to
like,
have.
Is it too heavy?
no,
was
I
funny.
miss it. I miss it. It is actually too heavy because you're supposed to order a blanket that's 10% of your body weight, and I did not know that. So mine is like 25% of my body weight. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so
really
it's
heavy.
Too heavy.
So
Yeah,
when someone
it's
puts
too
it on you,
heavy.
can you not get up?
Why don't you just slice
it
a
is hard
hole in
to-
it and let some of the beads out?
Ooh. See,
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
when I get out of storage, I'll call you.
It's probably like big weighted.
You could just get
plates.
stronger.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I was living in Chicago, and then I was like, this is a boohoo story. It's fine.
Well,
It's fine. I'm fine.
Chicago's a higher altitude, so blankets are lighter.
I was like, I'm in transition. I was in transition. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in Chicago or move back home, so I just put my things in
Geographic
storage.
transition.
And yeah, I put my things in storage and kind of gave Milwaukee a little test run, and now I'm here for good. I just have to go get my things from storage now.
Oh, okay. So they're not a couple of miles away.
Milwaukee.
No, it's far away. Yeah.
Milwaukee
Got it.
is her new weighted blanket.
Wow.
True.
Wow.
It's true.
Should we sign off on that?
See you later.
Goodbye.
Ladies and
Good
gentlemen,
night, everybody.
Milwaukee.
Leave on a high note.
Milwaukee is your weighted blanket.
Leave on a high note.
If you don't give in to Milwaukee, it will literally crush you.
All right,
because
you got any
it's
more
25%
questions there?
of your body weight.
Yes. Milwaukee's my ball and chain.
So far, we've
Very
been
good.
destroying your trivia.
What's that?
So far, we have destroyed.
You have, and I'm glad you.
Yeah,
I'm
we're-
honestly glad
we're
you are
in on
because
it.
I did make the questions what I thought would be easy, given how much people tend to know about Tide Houses.
No one knows about them.
Before yesterday, or whenever we talked about this a week ago, I didn't even know what a Tide House was. I actually pumped the brakes. I did know what a Tide House was. I knew it as a specific restaurant in Milwaukee called Tide House.
Oh.
So that's why that's what I thought it was.
In the third ward.
So you
Third
put that in,
ward.
like, let's do something on Tide Houses. I'm like, the restaurant? Are they sponsoring or something? What's going on?
Well, it sounds like you're the perfect person to lead trivia about it.
You know what? I think so far I've been doing a bang up job.
You have.
You're-
You've been doing a banging job.
Huh.
Is that the same thing? Bang up, or is that a good thing? Bang up?
I don't know if he's
Yeah.
banging or banging up, but we destroyed him on both
Either
questions
way,
so far.
Yeah.
you're winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
Speaking
doing
of
the
trivia
bang-up job.
questions,
Yeah.
question 3.
Yeah.
What ended the Tide House system in the 1920s?
You already told us.
Or did I?
Yeah. I'd like to
Flappers.
explore this more because I didn't quite understand. I'm a slow learner.
What ended the Tide House system? So if you recall, the Tide House system is a system in which a brewer funds a place of a bar, more or less,
Yeah.
or a tavern,
Yes.
with
The
beer
OG
and
it was
furnishings.
the, it was the OG collab.
Yeah, the OG collab, yes,
Yeah.
in which they would be under contract to only sell their beer.
I would guess.
Okay, so I'm guessing. Okay,
what
can I
ended
guess?
it?
Of course.
My guess
You're
is
the
that-
guest. You're the guest.
I'm thinking like someone who, maybe like some mayor or something, was like, you know what? The only breweries who are getting all this business are like the big old breweries, and all these smaller breweries can't afford these like partnerships. So maybe some sort of government official was like, this isn't fair.
It's usually just the
Ended
one
it?
word.
I have a guess.
Oh,
I have a guess. I have a guess. I have a guess. I have a guess.
Do you think I wrote all that down?
Yeah, he's an idiot. He doesn't know.
I hope I'm close.
I have
I'm
a
just
guess.
like typing away. Got this whole
guess.
Wikipedia article I'm going to read you.
When did you say this happened?
I'm going to tell you this.
When
It's
did
one
you
word.
say
when
this
did it
happened?
happen?
What? I don't need a hint. When did you say this happened?
1920s. This happened.
Well,
Flapper era.
like many things in the 1920s that were related to alcohol, there was one thing that affected them:
Speed it up. Speed it up.
prohibition.
yes.
No. What?
Yeah, prohibition.
I'm gonna make my chair
I
squeak.
thought
for a
you
second.
said.
Prohibition ended Tide Houses.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
take that.
post-prohibition, when they, realized the
Okay.
error of their ways,
Yeah.
they put laws in place to make sure that Tide Houses didn't have an unfair advantage. So everybody would even out a little bit
Okay.
for the distribution.
Okay, so we're both.
And
right.
also, I'm
What?
pretty sure. Yeah, so we were both right.
That's what I heard. That's what I got from that.
Correct. Point.
Good
point-
lesson. Good lesson.
Well, actually, you guys
point.
were all working together this whole time. So either way, you got a point.
Oh, that's right. I
It's a
forget I'm not
very
against you.
unfair trivia. We should have made both of you come up with trivia team names and come in themed hats. Boy,
What?
I'll work on it as trivia.
I'm
master,
Wiener.
I'll work
I'm
on it.
Wiener.
Wiener. Hey,
I'm Werner of this part.
Adam, do you have another question to
I
come
have
up?
one more question.
All right, wait, before we get to that question.
Okay.
Annie, who's the first featured place for Creative Mornings Milwaukee?
Well, wouldn't
Which
you
is
like to
coming
know?
up January 19th.
Yeah, I'll only tell you if you can answer this.
Yeah, what?
Have you subscribed to our newsletter?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Hell yeah.
All right. Adam?
Nope.
Adam doesn't even
All right,
know
well-
what Creative Mornings are.
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out how I can make Creative Mornings Creative Warnings. So I'll get back
He's
to you.
way
on that.
behind.
No, I'm
Okay,
gonna go do
so-
it right now while you guys are
Yeah.
answering the next question.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm
gonna
so
go-
excited. Yes! I
gonna
can't
go
believe that we
sign
can
in.
do a live showing of how fast, how quick it is to make a profile.
I can
So
say
the first
Um,
speaker.
The first speaker is Chris Corkery.
From?
And so he's from New York.
From
Boo, just
what
kidding.
organization?
But he lives here now. He's the CEO and owner of 100 Acre, which
Yeah.
is Milwaukee's largest indoor crap, I don't want to like mess it up. Vertical
urban.
hydroponic farm.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's
awesome.
Like
it says 100 acres essentially is like you can manufacture the perfect growing environment, sunshine, perfect temperature, water, 365 days a year.
It's unlike Adam. It's happy every day there.
That'd be kind of miserable to be happy every day, right? You can't know happiness if you don't know sadness.
I don't know about that.
You don't appreciate the highs without experiencing the lows.
I think that's what sad people say.
I'd expect somebody of your caliber to know that already, Stephen.
Yeah. Can we get the last question?
Are you in a rush?
Yeah, I am actually. It's been 30 minutes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it is. We told Katie we were going to do Hot 20. Well, you know what?
What?
We're going to cut a lot of this, so it should come down to 20.
I know. It'll be fine.
Yeah, all the like us breaking the fourth wall and
I'm ready
talking about the podcast on the fucking podcast. All the cursing.
Don't forget to cut that. Yeah.
All the belligerent swears. Okay. Question 4. And the final question in this heated match
of tied houses in Milwaukee
between Steve and Annie.
It's not a match between us. We're a team.
Who are against me, apparently.
Yeah,
you're going down.
You jerk.
You're going down. All of you.
Guess what? I guarantee you won't get this on the first guess.
All right, fine.
I can guarantee it. You ready?
Guarantee it.
Name a notable tied house that is located in Milwaukee.
So easy.
Today.
So easy. Annie, go ahead.
Candles?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Steve.
Wolskies.
Incorrect.
Oh, really?
And I made good on my guarantee. Would you like to? Would you like to continue guessing?
Would you like
No.
to die on this hill that Wolski's is not a former tied house?
Oh, but the question wasn't a former tied house. This is a
Most notable?
current notable
Current.
tied house.
It is
Well, is
current.
it the tied house?
It
is
is
it the tied
current.
house?
No, it's not.
Like-
Annie, I wished so much
Fine, what is it?
that it was tied house.
What is it?
Because it would have been a really funny
What
one.
is
if
Kind
I
of
got it wrong.
misleading that the tied house isn't a tied house.
Yeah, best place at Pabst is a notable tied house in Milwaukee because it's a building owned by Pabst that serves exclusively Pabst.
You know
Yeah.
what?
But
This
I
is
think it's
like
more-
you asking
it's
a
more
question of like,
it's an event space.
I
Yeah.
bet you won't get this. What is my favorite ice cream?
Moose tracks. I'm gonna guess moose tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess
about
you're a
pure
fuddy duddy. This guy's definitely a vanilla and adds
Bad joke.
marshmallow
I'm so
fluff
mad
to
I want to
it.
punch the microphone right now. Yeah. Well, this has
Did that
been
work?
great.
Did that look stupid?
I actually wasn't. I was
Oh, thank God.
checking
All
in
right,
on
good.
Steve. Yeah.
Checking in on Steve, who was
Yeah.
asleep
God.
at the
On
mic.
the mic.
I know.
What?
Nothing
Hey,
could be less
what?
comfortable.
What?
Well, thank you all.
Well, wait.
Thank
Annie,
you.
Annie.
Thank you all of my guests. I'm ending the trivia.
Fine.
Thank you
okay.
to all of my guests for
All of the
showing
two
up
of
here
them?
tonight. Record crowd for
Two.
trivia night on tied houses.
Two
Please
people.
go ahead and
Woo-hoo!
visit your local establishment today, and also let us know if tied houses
Mhm.
includes Wolski's
Yes.
Why don't you Google
as a
it right
notable
now?
as a notable tied house in Milwaukee today. That is the specific
Ah.
thing. Hey,
It's
I'm
one of
not
the
going to
most
sit here and
famous
argue.
bars in Milwaukee, and it was
I'm
a
not
tied
going to
house.
sit here and argue with you about what
Mhm.
ChatGPT told me was a notable tied house in Milwaukee
Seriously?
today. Okay, I'm just going to give you the questions, and you're going to take
Ouch.
the answers as fact.
Are you frozen again?
4 days ago.
No, he just
4 days
he
ago.
had to restart.
Yeah.
Look, can we sign off with screaming?
Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2.
Wish I could get psyched to go out at night.